O Princess, do you find our offerings and sacrifices worthwhile? Well, good morning, Glue Troopers. Max of Max's Models here. Hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. Yesterday, I was able to finish up the Wright Flyer, and I actually have a picture of it on the wall of my house. So I redid my display shelf so they're on the same side of the house and everything. And I think every pilot should have a model of the Wright Flyer on display somewhere. It's just it's an airplane that is that important, and I don't mean was, it is that important. I also got to work on the Kubelwagen, which essentially is finished. This MENG kit is quite good. I have no complaints about it. The converting one of the Tamiya artillery figures into Major Pluskat is where I'm at right now, and I've been using some reference photos, but of course the movie from The Longest Day, because this is for my D-Day build, is in black and white, so I'm mixing my own colors for the uniform based on the normal German Wehrmacht colors. I think Pluskat, he was assigned to an infantry unit, but I think he was actually an artillery officer. Kind of looked up his background, but the German officers wore many hats back then. And speaking of hats, I'm going to have to, I've got his hair, all done here. I believe he's blonde, and at least that's the way I'm making him. But I'm going to have to make a hat. I thought about stealing the hat off of one of my 135 tank figures, but then I realized that I basically have to decapitate him and everything. I'm like, you know what, I can probably just use some putty or mold sculpt or something to just make a hat, because it's going to be laying on the ground. And so it's making good progress. I had to weather the vehicle after I was done with it, because I realized that looking at it, his Kubelwagen is appropriately beat up in the movie. So, weathered it a little bit and made sure the underside was weathered, because that's going to be laying on its side. The rear, I didn't worry about too much. The fact that this one does not come with the, it only comes with the convertible top up. It doesn't have an option of it folded back. And it's pretty noticeable on the back of the vehicle, but then I realized the whole back end of the vehicle is on fire, so it might just be covered up with smoke and flame, which I'll probably make with painted cotton. Now, I might try to engineer something, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. And I have to find a little base and make the bottom for it, and make that little structure that he ran into. So still plenty of work to do, but very happy with that MENG Kubelwagen. I can give it a 2 thumbs up. Something else I'm experimenting with is that Renwal kit that was made for the Aeroskins but doesn't have them. I'm trying to see if I can use putty to seal up the upper wing, and I'm using the deluxe plastic putty, and it's kind of getting mixed results. I'm going to sand this down, see how it looks, but may try other techniques on the rest of the plane, make it more of an experiment than a serious build. And in something completely unrelated, I think we should invent a new cartoon character. If I could do 3D animations, I'd do it, called Murder Squirrel, because I saw this little meme and it just cracked me up, and I was like, that could be a character, Murder Squirrel. I was like, well, if I was to get the was the Land of the Giants with the snake, and then if I could find a Renwal, was it Perrin the Squirrel? A little carve, a little do this, do that. Maybe I could make a model of this. Murder Squirrel. That'll go over great at PAMSCon. I am right now planning to try and attend PAMSCon with Fran and Trey. So that's next month. There is one other picture I'll share with you, which has nothing to do with models. It has more to do with Florida. And you may not want to see this, but Trey sent me this other picture. This actually, he took this photo because he works for the electric company, and they opened up, I guess it was a junction box or something. And this is a dead snake with what's left of a completely fried away dead frog in its mouth. Apparently, the snake was trying to get the frog. The frog reached up and grabbed something which grounded and electrically arced, and it fried both of them. So Trey calls this the Last Supper. Oh, you don't get any more Florida than this. Guys, you take care of yourselves. We'll talk at you later. And as always, model on.